Welcome to the planet.
Welcome to Earth2, where superheroes exist and comic book talk is the norm. I'm your host, MoeCrosby. Today we're going to be talking American Gods. So sit back, watch, relax, and as always, welcome to the planet. American Gods is a TV series developed by Brian Fuller and Michael Green from a novel by Neil Gaiman under the same name, American Gods. Now, I'm excited about the show. I've read the book and I suggest you guys go read it. If not, you can read the comics that are coming out monthly under the same name, American Gods, Neil Gaiman's American Gods. This is going to walk you through what's going to happen in the series, or for the most part of it, what's going to happen in the show moving up. What I'm going to do here is give you a short premise. It's going to give you a short breakdown of her premise and give you a short breakdown of some of the characters that I'm excited about and interested in watching. Without further ado, let's get into it. The series is going to pick up and follow Shadow Moon, our protagonist, towards the end of his 3-year sentence in prison for armed robbery or something of the sorts. Literally, he's going to be leaving prison cell a couple days early because he got news of his wife dying, and so they're releasing him a couple days early. I mean, it's close to his release date anyway, so they're going to be releasing him a couple days early so he can go, do the funeral arrangements and bury his wife. On his way to see her body or whatnot, he's met up by the mysterious Mr. Wednesday. Mr. Wednesday, up to this point, Mr. Wednesday is known as a con man, and he just wants to employ Shadow Moon as a bodyguard. And before he lets Shadow Moon know why he's employing him or what he needs him for, he puts him through a series of just talks to him, and Shadow's a little weirded out by it, reluctant at first, but eventually he agrees. And before even know what Mr. Wednesday's original official plans are. Anyway, but we get into that with them going through America trying to recruit some of the old gods. Mr. Wednesday is one of the old gods. He's trying to recruit some of the old gods to go into war against the new gods and against globalization. Now, what the new gods want to do, wipe out the old gods by wiping them out of the minds of the Americans. And this is where the series gets interesting. Now, here's a rundown of some of the characters. Shadow Moon. Shadow Moon is going to be played by Ricky Whittle. If you've seen the show The 100 on CW Network, that's where we get introduced to Ricky Whittle, and then you get to know the kind of person he is, and that's why I'm also excited. I was also very excited to see him being cast as Shadow Moon, and I thought that was very important. So he's pretty much a former convict that's gonna be Mr. Wednesday's new bodyguard, and helping him recruit the gods for the war. Mr. Wednesday. Mr. Wednesday is going to be played by none other than the great Ian McShane, a great character actor, and I'm excited about his portrayal of Mr. Wednesday. Mr. Wednesday is pretty much in Greek Norse mythology, Odin, and that's who he's going to be. So he's the leader of the old gods. He's the one who's going to be recruiting the old gods, and he's a con man, is a trickster in some sorts, but he has pure intentions, and he's just trying to get the old gods together to help fight the new gods. Another one of the old gods is Bilquis. I believe that's what her name is. Bilquis, yeah. She's going to be played by Yetide Badaki. Bilquis is the goddess of love. So pretty much sex, love, anything that has to do with all of that in the same place. That's her. That's what she does. Those are her. That's how she gets her powers. And the less worship you give love, or the less time and effort and emotions you give to love, the more her power wanes. And that's another way the new gods are trying to eradicate the old gods, is to make you worship them less and less, and moves us into one of the new gods. One of the new gods is Technical Boy, and he's going to be played by Bruce Langley. Now, Technical Boy's motivations is anything that has to do with technology. He's the new god of technology, and he's going to be trying to wipe off your minds and get into your minds by letting you focus more and more on technology, which I think is a very interesting way to bring up myths and legends into this contemporary world we live in. And that's what Neil Gaiman has really done in the book, and I feel that's what they're going to be doing, translating the book to the show, is melding the contemporary world, contemporary America, with these old gods. Odin has been in America since the 1800s, late 1800s, I believe, and so he's been here for a while, and he's adapted and he's grown, and people have worshipped him, and his power is starting to wane now because not a lot of people are worshiping the old gods anymore. I mean, with gods like media, who's literally the mouthpiece of the gods, and the public figure, the public face of the new gods, with gods like her controlling all media content, TV shows, news, and all of that stuff. So this is another way for them to let you, if you focus more and more on the media, you're not focusing on the older gods, and so you're not worshiping the older gods, and their powers are waning. Actually, Mr. World, the leader of the new gods, the god of globalization, just the god of the new world, pretty much, and he's the leader of the new gods, and he's the one who's trying to wipe off the old gods. Funny enough, his interpretation in the book is Loki, and we all know that Loki is the son of Odin. From what we know so far, from Norse mythology, is Loki's the son of Odin, and so he's trying to wipe out his dad and move his dad out to get his throne. And this is pretty much where we are. This is pretty much what we're looking at. Some of the other gods are Easter. She's an old god, the old goddess of dawn. She's played by Kristen Chenoweth, I believe. I was actually really excited about that. I was excited about her casting, and then I was like, this is gonna be very great. Like, she's a wonderful character actress. She's been on stage a couple times. I think she was also in the stage presentation of Hairspray, which I loved, and so I thought this was a great move for the cast to do. Orlando Jones is in this, and he's going to be playing Anansi, or Mr. Nancy, as the show is called, is an African trickster god. And so once I saw that, I was like, I didn't even know Anansi was going to be, or Mr. Nancy was going to be, like, in this big time. And so I've seen him in some of the trailers, and I was like, oh, this looks great. And so I'm interested in watching this. And so now if we move into the show itself, we've seen some of the trailers, and the trailer that came on at the beginning, at the top of the episode, you saw some of the visuals, especially with Technical Boy's visuals. I was like, this is amazing. This is a TV show. The visuals are awesome. Like, with Technical Boy's visuals, they're going to be awesome. Peter Stormare is in this. He's going to be playing a Slavic god of darkness. I'm not even going to try his name, but it's Chekasborg or something like that. Chekasborg, something of the sorts. He's going to be playing that god, and I'm like, this is going to be very interesting. His character is very funny at first, because all he wants to do literally is break open Shadow's head with his hammer. That's all he wants to do at first. He just wants to break open Shadow's head with his hammer, and that's it, pretty much. But then he's a little reluctant at first to joining the war, but at the end of the day, he's like, my powers are waning too, so you know what, I'm gonna join. And so that's gonna be pretty much the premise of the show, and what it's gonna look like is just Mr. Wednesday and Shadow Moon going through America recruiting old gods for this war. We're going to be introduced to the new gods as we move along, and see what their motivation is, and see how they're going to go about this. It's an 8-episode initial series. Season 1 is going to be 8 episodes, and you can come back here every Monday. The show airs on Sundays at 9 o'clock on Starz. The first episode is dropping tomorrow, and I decided to do this video for you guys, so you guys could know about it and gain interest in it. And because I think I mentioned it a while back as one of our new comic book day videos, and so I was very excited about it. I'm still very excited about it, and I decided to do a short intro, premise and character breakdown for you guys. I hope I was able to get your interest up. I hope I was able to get you guys interested about it. Well, I'm gonna try to talk about it a little bit on the podcast. And the podcast is on SoundCloud, and that's Earth2, the number 2 Comicast. Also, you can follow us on our social media, Earth2 Comicast, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I will be live tweeting the episode tomorrow, and you can come back here on Monday to watch my episode 1 spoiler-free breakdown, pretty much. So I'm gonna be doing that weekly for you guys. Again, I'm very excited about this. I hope you guys are too. It's MoeCrosby from Earth2. You can watch in our Comicast. Peace.